Welcome to Freed on Business. He grew up in South Florida, has been in business here since the early 90s, and has closed over $3 billion in deals. He's seen it all. He always has an opinion, and he's always ready to share it. Informed, entertaining, and connected, he has his finger on the pulse of South Florida's business community. He's Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business.
Oh boy, am I excited. We've got a great show for everybody today. We've got my good friend Don Ginsburg of Catalyst Real Estate up in Fort Lauderdale. We've also got Jaime, Sturgis Dealmaker of the Year, as per the South Florida Business Journal. He just got anointed. Jaime is making the market up there in Fort Lauderdale. We're going to talk about downtown Fort Lauderdale and what's going on in Fort Lauderdale. I've done a bunch of deals up there too. It should be really a lot of fun. These guys are electric. We're also going to talk to the IMN about what's going on in the Miami Real Estate Family Office event. I got a lot of people coming into town for that next week too. So off to the races here on Freed on Business. Mr. Mendoza, rock the house. Hey everybody, Jim Freed here. I'm so excited. We're going to have the best show today, but I say that every week and it always ends up happening. Hey everybody, when you're looking to buy or lease a new car, you want to get every advantage that you can. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry. Warren Henry's been our sponsors for 10, now 11 years. I want to thank Larry Zinn, Eric Day, and the rest of the team over there at Warren Henry Automotive. Warren Zinn, obviously, Ismet Yagzi. They're all great people. They all got great cars. So when you're looking to buy or lease that car, and you want to get every advantage that you can, that's why you call Warren Henry. Land Rover, Range Rover, and Infiniti and Jaguar up at 151st and Biscayne. Up in Gainesville, they've got a beautiful Audi store. Oh, it's gorgeous. I was up there just the other day. Down in the Keys, they've got a store that sells all the great nameplates. What all those cars have in common? Well, they're all great cars, and they all come with the Warren Henry advantage. That's it's a whole bunch of things that you get, a long list of services. It starts off with they'll give you a complimentary service loaner if you need to leave your car. I always close park. I scrape up my rims. They polish up my rims. They keep looking good. I lost my keys a couple of years ago. Those keys cost hundreds of dollars. They replaced it for free. Of course, they'll guarantee you're getting the best price on your trade-in, the best price on your new car, and you get 72 hours to make sure you like your car. If you don't, you can trade it in. I got a secret for you. Nobody trades it in. They all love those cars. They do. So join me, my beautiful wife, Vivian. I just love that woman. My mom, I love her too. And a lot of my friends, more and more every day. They're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best service, always the best price, always Warren Henry.
Carlson from Carlson Integrated. You know, a lot of our clients find that they can do anything, but not really everything. And we are always excited to jump in and help. So whether you need another set of hands for a project or even comprehensive marketing management, our team of marketing mavens would love to have a conversation with you to see if we are the right fit. We do everything from logo and design work to email outreach and social media to writing and thought leadership. And here's a fun one. We are now offering our fabulous ebook of top 10 marketing tips on our website for free. So head over to carlsonintegrated.com and grab a copy today. And please always let us know how we can help. My email is Becca, that's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com. That's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com.
Hey, I'm Jim Freed, and what do I do for a living? Well, I solve real estate problems for people. I've got families from all over the world that call me, also real estate operating companies and entrepreneurs. And what do I do? Well, I look at it more like a Rubik's Cube, put people together. Sometimes they're people that already know each other. Sometimes they only, their offices are sometimes next to each other on the same floor, and they didn't realize they should be doing deals together. So that's what I do. I use creative ideas to help people capitalize their deals. It comes in especially handy when the market's changing like it is right now. So if I can help you with your real estate transaction, give me a call or DM me, or send me an email. Remember, my personal brand is that I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals. And remember, if you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right. Thank you, as always, Mr. Mendoza, for the excellent break. We are now back with my friends from IMN. I want to thank them. I'm going to be seeing them there at their real estate event here in Miami. And we're going to talk with Irvin from IMN. Mr. Mendoza, where's Irvin? There he is. Hey, Irvin, how are you?
Hey, how's it going? Good to see you.
Going good. Great to see you. When are you coming to Miami? When's the event, man?
Yeah, so next week, October 18th and 19th, Tuesday, Wednesday. So soon, almost a week out.
It's going to be awesome. We're going to be doing live remote with some of the people that are going to be at the event. But tell me a little bit about the event here in Miami, how people get more information, and what's going to be going on at the event. Why should people like me go?
Yeah, so this is our 7th annual Real Estate Family Office East event taking place in Florida. We do this one in different geographies throughout the year. And just as a plug, you can be found at imn.org. If you look for 7th Annual Real Estate Family Office East is the event. We have multiple events throughout the commercial real estate kind of spectrum. And this is our, again, 7th year doing this one. We also do this in the West Coast in California. So that's just a plug for next year. I'll get you those dates if you're interested. So yeah, this event is really heavily focused on family offices. A lot of wealth managers, RIAs, law firms, attorneys will be in the room. And a lot of the content is really based on investments in the commercial real estate space, how these people are, putting their investments. Private equity firms will be there as well. And a lot of it has to do with topical items as it relates to, where they're allocating their funds, whether it's hotels and hospitality. That's a session that'll be ongoing. We have a session which is a closed door family office leadership discussion, which is always very well represented. We have one of our gentlemen, James Solomon, who's a speaker, has been coming to our events for years. He's kind of like our flagship guy who's, really educated in the space and knows a lot of family offices and can probably tell you every family office, something about the family offices that are going to be in the room. And I think this is just a great opportunity for family offices to network. I think we're pretty well plugged and well respected in the industry, especially in the commercial real estate space. And with the family office space, there's a lot of things kind of to be talked about and see where the industry is going. So this kind of day and a half meeting will really kind of tee it up for 2023 and what's to come, and all the inflation and interest rates and everything going on. I think this is a timely discussion, and I'm looking forward to programming it, getting on stage, and meeting some of these family offices. So
yeah, it should be real exciting. Where we are right now in the real estate cycle, a lot of untraditional equity is going to be required because as the lenders pull back, equity will have to come in either as a pref or a mezz, and it needs to be flexible and experienced. And I got to believe that that's the ticket on the type of people that'll be coming to your event.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I've been to the event before. I've met a number of service providers, but I've also met real people that are founders and patriarchs of the family offices, because I believe that's pretty much who the people really want to come to see. They're not really interested in just talking to the people that are part of the environment. They also want to talk to real founders and real family office folks. And those people come to the event, don't they?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's a range of, we have the service providers and then the family offices that have been kind of with us for the past 7 years, but we've also been introducing a lot of new family offices. We like to have the balance of some of the service providers, some of the RIA, some of the attorneys, but we've had like a number of family offices. This is their first time attending the event. So I think it'd be good to get a nice new mix of offices there that, aren't necessarily super familiar with us. So
where is the event going to be held?
Yeah, so obviously Miami, Florida, sunny Miami, Florida. I'm excited to get down there. I'm based in New York City. And
it's gorgeous today, Irvin.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, hopefully it'll stay gorgeous when I'm there next week.
I'm ordering it up just for you.
Perfect. So yeah, it'll be at the Eden Rock Hotel, which is kind of swanky if you've ever been. I know I've been past it a few times on.
It's where all the bar mitzvahs were when I was growing up.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's
I'm
fun.
very excited. There's a big parking lot right next to it.
Yeah.
It's right next to the beach. It's on the beach, so it's very
Okay.
exciting. You
Yeah.
can see the water from all sides.
Yeah.
So it should be really tremendous. And I believe they just rebuilt it or redeveloped it over the last couple of years.
Yeah. That might be true. I don't know too much about the whole first time kind of actually staying there. So I'm excited to be on, South Beach. Is it South Beach, Miami Beach? I don't know. I feel like they're all kind of in the
You're
same
on
area.
Miami Beach. You're just a little bit north of South Beach, but we'll give you, you're like an Uber drive away from all the places you see on TV.
Yeah, perfect. So we'll be there, and I think it'll be exciting because I think this group is it's a lot of Florida-based family offices, and so it'll be interesting to see kind of who shows up. May have some surprises and maybe some people walking in. So I know Florida is a very big market for the family offices. So be
They
good.
all want to be here, Irvin, and
Yep.
your event is a tremendous gathering point.
Yep.
One more shot. Tell people how they can get more information on the event.
Yeah, absolutely. So IMN.org is our main hub where all of our commercial real estate events are kind of located. And there, if you search the Real Estate Family Office East specifically, it'll be one of the first three just because we're kind of a week away. And the way the bottom of the website works is as the events are upcoming, you'll see the ones that are kind of closest. So it should pop up right when you go on the website. So IMN.org, and you'll be able to see kind of all of our events, but Real Estate Family Office will be the one. Real Estate Family Office East, that is. Yep.
Irvin, I want to thank you so much for being here. I want to give a shout out to all my friends, Steve and Todd and the rest of the team over there. They're tremendous.
Absolutely. Yep.
And, looking forward to seeing everybody at the event. And I want to thank you guys so much for working with us. As always, as one of your sponsors, we really appreciate being a partner with IMN. IMN is a tremendous partner, and we want to thank everybody on your team. And we look forward to seeing everybody at the event. One last word is yours, Irvin. Give it to me.
If I had to give you a word, I would say it's a great day.
Exciting.
It's an exciting day, and tomorrow's a better one.
There you go. It's always a great day. Always a great day. Irvin, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be right back with some tremendous real estate content. We'll be here with my friends. We're going to be talking about downtown Fort Lauderdale with two of the market makers right after this. Mr. Mendoza, it's yours. That's me. Here I am. And I want to thank Warren Henry for being a sponsor of the show for over a decade now. Thank you so much to Larry's in, Warren's in, Eric Day, and their entire team over at Warren Henry. They treat my family like gold. And guess what? They'll do the same for you. It's tremendous being a member of the Warren Henry family, and I can't thank them enough. So if you're looking to buy or lease a car, make sure you get every advantage that you can. Check out Warren Henry, Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar up at 151st and Biscayne. Over in Gainesville, they sell Audis. Was just up there. Beautiful store. Gorgeous, great people. Just had the best time there. And if you're looking to buy any other type of car, well, their store in Key West, well, they've got everything down there. All the cars, they're all great cars, and they all come with the Warren Henry Advantage. That means you get complimentary loaner car if you have to leave it in for service. That means they'll replace those fancy, expensive keys if you lose them. They'll guarantee that you're getting the best price on your trade-in, the best price on your new car, and they'll give you 3 days to trade in your car in case you don't like it. And guess what? Nobody trades their car back in because they all love them cars. Those cars are great. So join me, my beautiful wife, Vivian. I love that woman. My mom, see, it got me talking about my wife, and I forgot what I was going to say. My mom, lots and lots of my friends, They're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
Can AI supercharge your real estate analysts? With Deep Blocks, you can now canvas entire cities in minutes. Search by total buildable, potential units, and uses allowed. Now live in 100 cities. Book a private demo and supercharge your real estate analysts. deepblocks.com/demo.
Deep Blocks is a tremendous technology. I love using it. It helps me find ideas all the time. Olivia will be back on the show in the next couple of weeks. We'll talk to her about the future. She's tremendous. We truly appreciate her being a collaborator on the show. And reach out to me if I can help you. You can see I use all the technology that you can possibly use to help me find deals. But the best technology is sometimes just using your telephone. I can call everybody. I get them on the phone. They answer my phone calls. That's really a very important thing. And they do it with credibility because they know when I'm calling them, usually mean business. So give me a call. I work with real estate operating companies, high net worth individuals, family offices, all the fancy buzzwords. I know where the capital is. I know where the deals are, and I know how to put them together. What does that mean? Well, that means for you, you get a real nice execution with not a lot of wavering and not a lot of BS. So give me a call, reach out to me. Remember, my personal brand is that I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their goals. And if you call me, I can guarantee you one thing, it'll always be all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
I'm really excited about the rest of the show today. We've got two firebrands on from Fort Lauderdale. Bring them on, Mr. Mendoza. There they are, Jaime Sturgis and Don Ginsburg. There they are right there, guys that make it happen in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us. Good to see you, Jim. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much. It's Jaime on the left and Don on the right. So, Jaime, first of all, congratulations on your award last week or a couple weeks ago now at South Florida Business Journal. Really tremendous. Loved seeing your whole team there. It was really good. They really, I got to congratulate you for building that team, and the way that they feel about you was really, really self-evident there. Now, let's get started a little bit, Jaime. What's been going on in downtown Fort Lauderdale? You decided to move up there and open up your business. Why?
Sure. Well, so as the name of the company, Native Realty, would imply, I'm born and raised in South Florida. So a little bit of backstory on me, super quick. I was down in Wynwood 13, 14 years ago, cut my teeth down there when that was a drastically different neighborhood in its infancy. We wanted to bring a lot of those lessons that I learned back up to Fort Lauderdale, again, where I'm born and raised and where I'm now raising my family. So we've been pioneering different neighborhoods. A couple right off the top of the head would be Flagler Village, Progresso, Sistrunk, 13th Street, Studio City, all really interesting areas. The reasoning behind it was when I graduated, I came back home from Florida State and I noticed that all my friends were leaving, and I tried to understand why. And the main driver behind that was Fort Lauderdale and South Florida in general, in a lot of respects, had become a little bit stale, a little bit stagnant, right? We lack the arts, we lack the culture, we lack the restaurants, these creative, unique businesses that really make the fabric and the DNA of the city. So we set out on a mission to try to attract those businesses, help them flourish, create an incubator of sorts in certain projects and parts of the city to help them grow and flourish, and patron them and spotlight them, and just do everything within our power to help support them and build an environment that would be conducive for them to grow and thrive. So that's the backstory. That's the motivation. That's what keeps us coming to work every day and excited to do what we do. And as you had mentioned, I'm very fortunate that I have an absolute amazing team around me that helps us bring those goals to reality on a daily basis.
Okay, well, Adam Titkins on LinkedIn, he's saying you two guys are rock stars. So you definitely have at least one person totally, confused over there. Now, Don, Jamie's come up there. He's brought an incredible amount of energy with a lot of the tenants that he's been bringing, and that really does help your part of the business really take off. Let's talk a little bit about what the transformation in Fort Lauderdale has meant to the community up there, especially I know you and your team do both residential and commercial. So that's a softball, Don. He went to FSU. It's Gator time. Go for it.
Yes, Sturgis is a Seminole, and I am a Gator, just like our host, Mr. Jim Freed. Hats off to Jamie. I watched Jamie start from himself and launch and grow his company. Strong presence, really good placemaking. The guy is dialed into East Fort Lauderdale. My commercial brokerage focuses on South Florida investment sales, and we also do a lot of land and development sites. We've sold apartment sites, condo sites here in East Fort Lauderdale, down to Miami and up into Palm Beach County. We worked on golf course conversions. So I'm more focused on development sites with a little bit of investment sales across the Southeast Tri-County of Florida. Whereas Jamie is hyper-focused on the east side of Broward County, and he's growing up into Palm Beach County, and he's really...
Well, that's why we brought you in. And by the way, that's a great little entree for me, Jamie. I can't wait to hear you tomorrow speaking on what's happening in West Palm. I'll be there. Getting up early just to hear you. You better be good.
Well,
I'll do my best.
As Jamie and I were waiting to come on, Jamie and I kind of felt like we're the Chamber of Commerce for East Fort Lauderdale. We practice what we preach. We both live here. We literally live, work, and play within 2 miles of each other. And there's not really another city I'm aware of where you have a beach, the downtown central business district, and the airport in such close proximity to one another.
No, it's tremendous. And, let's go into it a little bit now, because I have a theory that I ascribe to. The architects like Kobe Karp ascribe to it also. I call it the 15-minute city. You need to be able to walk out your front door, get to your job, get to your hair salon, nail salon, and where you buy your food within 15 minutes. If you can walk out, great. If you got to take the car, but still manageable. And that's what you guys have been creating in East Fort Lauderdale and other submarkets too. Don, what's your favorite 15-minute little neighborhood?
There's a lot of cute, nice neighborhoods in town. Victoria Park seems to be the best located one. It is north of the river, so you can get to Las Olas, and you can get to Flagler Village, and you can get to the Federal Highway grocery stores. Rio Vista's always been a nice family community. It's a little quieter. The homes are more expensive than in Victoria Park, but Victoria Park, for its location, its neighborhood feel, and access, I think that would be a 5-minute circle as opposed to a 10 or 15 minute.
Now, I live in what I call a 15-minute neighborhood. I live in Coconut Grove. I live across from Starbucks. I'm looking at Fresh Market, and they just opened up CVS. My wife goes, "Can you go pick up something?" And I go, "Yeah, I'll walk right over." On the weekends, I like to ride my bike. My friends that live in the urban core in downtown Miami say they love to do it too. I like to survive. So do you guys bike ride in your neighborhoods?
Nothing better. Getting around on a bicycle is great in town, whether you're doing it for like pure exercise and you're on a road bike going up and down A1A in a pack or a Peloton, or just like I have a cruiser with the high monkey bar handlebars and just going out and getting a beer at a local brewery or along the river is just a good way to spend an afternoon or a weekend.
Yeah, when I moved into the Grove, I took my bike to get it fixed to the Grove bike guy. And he said, when he gave it back, he said, "Here's your ticket to freedom." It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. Jamie, what's your favorite part about downtown Fort Lauderdale?
I love that it's really becoming a true urban city, right? And so I agree with what Don said. Victoria Park is phenomenal. It's where our office is located. There's other great neighborhoods that have really started to come into their own now too. Flagler Village is a great example of that, right? A couple years ago, it was a largely undeveloped area that still had, single-story multifamily that had been around since the 50s and 60s. Over the last, call it, 5, 7, 10 years, the development has finally caught up, and we're starting to get to a critical mass where there's now a large enough population within a neighborhood like Flagler Village, which is not that big. It's like 270 acres, roughly bound by Broward Boulevard to the south, Sunrise to the north, the FEC Rail to the west, and Federal Highway to the east. there's now a large enough population living within all of those buildings that have been built to support the ground floor retail, which has always been the dream, right? It's part of the master plan originally when the city was, originally planned, and that's now starting to happen. And a lot of that is happening behind the scenes, right? Where it's not necessarily apparent. I get calls all the time from friends or other people in the business, and they drive by some of these new multifamily developments that all the ground floor is still vacant. They're like, hey, Jamie, what's going on? Why is this all vacant? And the truth is that most of it has already been leased, right? So, we handle a lot of the multifamily ground floor retail, and the vast majority of it is all fully leased. And so the lag time is how long it takes to get through permits in the city of Fort Lauderdale, right? We've experienced a tremendous boom, which has put a lot of stress on a system that wasn't necessarily accustomed to the amount of demand that has now flown through it. So it's coming. It's leased. A lot of the spaces. We just did a deal last week with Jet Set, which is a popular Pilates studio down in Miami Beach. It's coming into Flagler Village. We put them into the Eon. We represented the landlord on that deal. So again, when people drive by, it looks barren and people are concerned about it. But I think if you fast forward 6 or 12 months, you're going to be amazed at all of these really cool concepts that are coming in. A lot of them from out of town. There's been a huge influx of people and businesses coming up from Miami, coming down from Palm Beach, and even coming in from out of state, Chicago, New York, LA. It's really going to be exciting when everything comes online and people kind of see what's been happening behind the scenes.
A lot of that would have never happened if they hadn't done that Publix over on Andrews. I should give the guy a high five that did that.
Well done, Jimmy. What Jamie's saying is absolutely true. 6 months and a year ago, if you had looked at Las Olas, it seemed like there was a lot of vacancy. However, to Jamie's point, between signing a lease, doing your drawings, getting a permit, and doing the build out, it may seem, more vacant than it really is. So now we have a lot of new stores and restaurants opened on Las Olas. There's a lot of paper on windows where build out is being done. We have a new restaurant from Chicago called Etta that's going to open on Las Olas. We've had, as Jamie pointed out, some of the Miami guys that are coming up to Fort Lauderdale, such as Planta Queen and Pura Vida, which is at the base of Society on the river. So it's exciting to see the fruition of what Jamie's referring to in Flagler Village that actually occurred in the rearview mirror on Las Olas.
Yeah, and I really think that there's a whole nother component to Flagler Village. It's just getting ready to pop. It's north of Sistrunk. We'll talk about that when we come back. That gives Jamie and Don a couple of minutes to think about that, and it gives me a chance to say a high five to Eyal Peretz. We'll be back after this with some more great information that you'll be able to put to use today, plus 2 tremendous smiles on the show with me. Mr. Mendoza, rock the house. I got Ginsburg. All right, this is just so tremendous. I'm having a good time. I think you can probably tell when I'm friends with the people on the show and when I really like them and trust their expertise. I do have a couple of things I want to say. Well, I'll say it to them when they're on the show, but I'm going to write down what I'm going to say. Hold on. All right. Oh, I can't wait. Sorry for that personal moment. Hey, I'll give you something else that's personal. It's my relationship with the folks at Warren Henry. They are tremendous. Larry's just took his 2 kids to Disney. He thought it would be crazy, but he had the best time. What wonderful pictures. Larry, Courtney, and the 2 kids. It was so cute. So that's right. I'm like family. You can be family too. Be a member of the Warren Henry family. When you're looking to buy or lease a car, you get every advantage that you can when you shop at Warren Henry. They've got Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar up at 151st and Biscayne. In Gainesville, it's just there. They've got incredible Audi store. It's gorgeous, and the cars there are amazing. Down in the Keys, they've got all the great name brands at their store down in Key West. What do all the cars have in common? Well, they're all great cars, and they all come with the Warren Henry advantage. You go, Jim, what's the Warren Henry advantage? Well, besides the fact that they're going to treat you like family, and you can call them by their first name and meet them in person. You get all kinds of great things, a whole list of services. Oh, I just hit the microphone. I hope they didn't blow out your ears. They give you a complimentary service loaner, of course, for For me, they polish up my rims all the time because I keep close parking and scraping them. I've lost my keys. They replace them. Those are expensive, those computerized keys. They'll guarantee you're getting the best price on your trade-in, the best price on the new car you're buying, and they'll give you 3 days to return that new car if you don't like it. Guess what? Nobody does that because they all love the great cars. So join me, my beautiful wife, Vivian. I just love that woman. My mom, love her too. Lots and lots of my friends like them. And, you know, more and more people every day, they're all realizing that when you go to Warren Henry, it's always the best price, always the best service. Oh, that didn't look good, but that's not that finger. Always the best service, always Warren Henry.
This is Becca Carlson from Carlson Integrated. You know, a lot of our clients find that they can do anything, but not really everything. And we are always excited to jump in and help. So whether you need another set of hands for a project or even comprehensive marketing management, our team of marketing mavens would love to have a conversation with you to see if we are the right fit. We do everything from logo and design work to email outreach and social media to writing and thought leadership. And here's a fun one. We are now offering our fabulous ebook of top 10 marketing tips on our website for free. So head over to carlsonintegrated.com and grab a copy today. And please always let us know how we can help. My email is Becca, that's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com. That's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com.
People ask me all the time, hey, Jim, what do you do? The answer is I solve problems for people. Sometimes they don't even realize it might be an issue. I'll give you an example. In some cases, the developers that I'm working for, they're really friendly with their lender. They don't know how to say no or be tough with the lender, but I do. That way they can stay nice and I can get the deal done. In other cases, I find transactions or solutions that other people just don't have the time to find or just may not be creative enough to find them. I go to a lot of these events. I meet a lot of interesting people. I pick through a lot of the ideas and I save the best ones for the people that I work with. Who are those people? They're real estate operating companies, high net worth investors, family offices, the top developers in town. I've done business with all the people in the top development list that you see in all the papers. What does all that have in common? Well, they all call me because they know that when they call me, it's going to be all about them. They realize that my personal brand is that I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals. And what do I do? How do I do that? I solve problems for them. So there's the numbers. There's the email. Reach out to me. And remember, whenever you call or DM or email me, whenever you do that, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
Right, we're back with two really special talents here in the South Florida real estate market. We're on with Jaime Sturgis, one of the top guys in East Fort Lauderdale, if not the top, certainly has the top team out there. And we're on with Don Ginsburg. Don, I'm going to have to get you to smile at some point. There it is. All right. I love you, Don. I really do. Just breaking the chops. Don and I sit on the UF Center for Real Estate Studies board together. He's smart. He's hardworking. He knows what's happening all around town. And Don and I work hard together to do deals together. Guys, welcome back to the show. I was teasing that I was going to say something, and here it is. Jaime, congratulations for what you've accomplished. It takes a lot of you-know-whats to leave something that's stable, to go out on your own and start something new, let alone get there. Lots of people try, but not everybody has what it takes to get there. So high five to you on that. And Mr. Ginsburg, trying to build 2 or 3 businesses at once, one with your wife. By the way, hope she's doing great. But you guys are tremendous. My hat, well, I'm not wearing them, but my hat's off to you. So now let's go back to talking about downtown Fort Lauderdale. You know, we've talked about the work, play aspects. Who are the people that are moving to downtown Fort Lauderdale? You know, we hear about all the big fancy movers and shakers like Citadel coming to Miami. You're watching the related companies coming to downtown West Palm. What's the real big energy field that's coming to Fort Lauderdale?
I'm seeing a lot of people come from Miami, so again, kind of going back to an anecdotal experience, a lot of people came back from college and they moved down to Miami. It was something new, it was something fresh, it was different. They enjoyed that lifestyle for a while, but as they've gotten a little bit older and they want to start to settle down and create a family and not necessarily go to the clubs on South Beach until the wee hours of the morning, I've noticed that a lot of people have shifted back up north and they find it to be a different energy, a different environment. And again, one's not right and one's not wrong. They're just different, right? So Fort Lauderdale has a very distinct energy to it. It's very water focused. Everybody enjoys being on the boats and spending time on the beach. And it's a little bit more relaxed. And I would say a little bit probably more casual than perhaps the city to the south or our neighbor to the north. So it's kind of like the porridge, right? It's just right for a lot of people. So I've seen a lot of people move back up north, which has been interesting. And a lot of the businesses are taking note and they want to expand up here and or down here, right? Whether it be coming up from Miami or down from Palm Beach. So it's an interesting centralized location that really works for the Tri-County. And, Brightline is a great opportunity for a lot of those people that work down in Miami or up in Palm Beach to be able to utilize that. And, I think that works for both the business aspect, but, I know Don also uses it for pleasure and leisure as well, which is great.
The Brightline's really been a game changer. I can't imagine anybody who's not been on the Brightline yet, but we're in Fort Lauderdale. We're in the middle. So I have Miami Heat season tickets. You can go to the games easily. They just started something with the amphitheater up in Palm Beach where you can take the Brightline to downtown and then they'll shuttle you over to the fairgrounds where it used to be the Cruzan or the Sound Advice Stadium. So the Brightline's really opened up Fort Lauderdale to the entire Tri-County area. Jaime posted an article today on LinkedIn, which is from Forbes. I encourage people to go see it. It said that our greatest job growth has been in the tech, professional services, and finance sectors. Styles completed the main. That building is stabilized and predominantly full. The One Financial Plaza, 3rd Avenue in Broward, 92% full. We have a healthy job market. We have an influx of 25 to 44-year-olds. I think about 43% of our population increase has been focused on a younger population. And they can start in the urban core, and then as they age out of Flagler Village, they can go into Victoria Park. They can go into the emerging markets that are north of Flagler Village and downtown. It's almost like a flavor of ice cream. If you want to be up in the higher end Coral Ridge area or in Rio Vista, or if you need to be over in Tarpon River and some of the areas that are between Federal Highway and I-95, there's more reasonably attainable priced homes in that area. And there's a couple really good school districts over there, one to the south off 17th Street and then one to the north up in Coral Ridge. So we really have a good mix. I said to Jaime before we got on, Fort Lauderdale is a big city, but it has a nice small town feel to where I can walk down Las Olas and run into people, whether it's social people, business people. There's often times where I don't get west of Federal Highway and I can conduct all my business, eat, drink, and be merry and never go west of US 1.
Well, just to sound like an old fogey, I remember when I was putting together the loan on the 110 tower, we went to the roof and I pointed to this thing that was under construction. And I said, that 595 is really going to be a game changer. And look how close we are to Miami and West Palm. Boy, am I an old man. So now that's happening. And, that kind of does bring up a little bit of an issue for Fort Lauderdale. That's east-west transportation. We've got that 595. We've got the express lane system now going. We've got the new express lanes going in on 95 to take people up to West Palm Beach. What's your favorite infrastructure improvement? Can't call it the Brightline, and the impact that it has. They've gotten rid of that circulating trolley thing they were going to do. How are they going to get people around Fort Lauderdale?
Well, they're proposing boring the tunnel right now. So, they've engaged, City of Fort Lauderdale has engaged.
Drilling, right? Drilling. You said boring, but it's going to be exciting, actually.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So they're trying to do that. I don't know that we have a perfect solution to it right now. It's definitely an issue and it's something that we need to address. There's some some people around town that are working on developing better bike lanes. So there was Lauder Trail, and just this weekend I was on 15th and I noticed that they had put the infrastructure in where there was a physical demarcation in between the cars and the bike lane, which is absolutely phenomenal. And I think we need more of that. Yeah. It can't come soon enough, but I think we're starting to get to that junction in the road where there is that critical mass, where there's enough people that are willing to participate, are being vocal about wanting it, and will support it if it goes into action. The Flagler Greenway, there's been some improvements there to bring visibility to some of the intersections where the cars and the bikes will be on the same path. So steps in the right direction. We definitely don't have the silver bullet right now, but I think we're making progress.
One of the important things in these emerging neighborhoods that really adds an incredible joker to the pile is education facilities. Now, we talked about the general schools that are available, but isn't there like downtown Broward College and some other places where people can get continuing ed if they have a job? They can go before or after, and kind of keeps them in there, and other educational. I'm down in Miami, all the fancy people are coming, and now these fancy private schools are coming. What's going on with that, Don?
To your point, we do have Broward College downtown, well-located campus, urban location. It is a very short commute over to the Nova Southeastern campus. And the NSU campus has a satellite for our Florida Gators. They have a satellite of Broward College. The campus is expanding. They've added a lot of offerings for educational and housing. Thank you, Go Gators. We're going to lose some of your audience. The Hurricanes and the Seminoles are going to.
No. A lot of our audience sits on the board at FIU and UM, and they're trying to figure out what the special sauce is, Don. Keep going.
I hear you. And I'll give a shout out to the Tibor Hollow Real Estate School at FIU.
Look, let's talk about that for 1 second. Folks that live down here that have jobs, I always recommend the Hollow program to them. I know the Hollows, they're tremendous people. And the UM program, I recommend that all the time. And we meet with the foundation and help the foundation fundraise at UM. So yeah, I'm a Gator, but I'm really all about education and young people. There we go.
Very, very true. No, we have good public schools. We have good private schools. The unfortunate or fortunate thing is we're blessed with all the migration from the Northeast and from the high tax states, California. We've seen a lot of people from Chicago. We've all read the articles about the amount of money and people flowing in here. All our private schools in Broward, and I know it's the same down in Dade, they're all on waiting lists. They keep raising their prices, and they're all on raises. But they're good schools and there's good offerings. And then if you don't want to be in the in the private schools, you can go out either to the Western burbs, so Weston, Davie, Cooper City, and get some high quality A-rated public schools.
Now, Don, I do want to talk about, we talked about the different growth that's happening. We talked about the different businesses that are coming. I want to talk in our next segment about some of the new housing stock that's coming, because everybody is talking about where am I going to live, and we should talk about that. So hold on to that. And I know Jamie's going to lease the ground floor retail. All right. So we'll be right back. We're going to find out what's coming to downtown Fort Lauderdale. That's our next segment. What's coming to downtown Fort Lauderdale besides you? We'll be right back with Jamie and Don. This is the best. I love you guys. Mr. Mendoza, all yours. Just writing some more notes about what I want to ask those two genius boys. I cannot wait. Aren't they tremendous? And they really know their stuff too. It's so great to be collaborating with them today. You know who I'm really proud to collaborate with? Larry's in, Warren's in, Eric Day, and their team over at Warren Henry. Now in our 11th year of sponsoring and being a brand ambassador for Warren Henry, can't thank them enough for all the wonderful things that they've done for me and my family, and the things that they'll do for you and yours as well. Remember, if you're looking to buy or lease a car, you usually want to get every advantage that you can. And that is why you have to check out Warren Henry. Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar up at 151st and Biscayne. Up in Gainesville, they've got an Audi store up there. I was there just a couple of weeks ago. The folks there were so nice, and the cars are just so hot. And then down in the Keys, well, they've got everything down there. Great team down there, great cars down there. What do all those cars and sales places have in common, stores have in common? Well, they all got great cars, and they all come with the Warren Henry Advantage. It's a long list of services that Warren put together. It starts off with a complimentary loaner. You get the if you scratch up your rims, they'll help you polish those up. If you lose your keys, they will help you replace those keys. They're hundreds of dollars. They'll guarantee you're getting the best price on your trade-in, the best price on your new car. They'll guarantee you like the car. They'll give you 3 days. If you don't like the car, you can turn it back. Nobody ever does that because the cars are tremendous and they love those cars. So join me, my beautiful wife, Vivian. I just love that woman. My mom, love her too. Lots and lots of my friends like them. And, you know, more and more people every day. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
It's time to stop the hate and spread some love. You are beautiful, you're smart, you are awesome, and you never have to change for anybody. You have the voice and you have the power. We are so much stronger when we come together. It's your choice, so choose to be inspired. Choose to be accepting, be strong, be brave, be awesome, be daring, be kind. Choose kindness.
You know, we run that ad because that's the way I live my life. Yeah, I'm a tough business guy. Occasionally I have to, you know, do that and be a little strong. But the reality is I always care about the people that I'm with. I always care about the people that I work with. And that's really what the most important thing is. You know, I always say my tagline, when you call me, it's always all about you. It's the truth. That's why the two guys are on the show today, because I treat them with kindness and respect, just the way I'll treat you in business. And we all collaborate together. Not only do we do great business, but we make the world a better place. Don Ginsburg is one of the mentors at UF with me, and Don is a tremendous guy. I really like him. Jamie, I'm just getting to know Jamie, but he's really cool too. And what does that mean? Well, that means I have open lines of communication with folks like that and folks all over the country. People from all over the world call me and ask to use my contacts to help them solve their real estate problems, which I do all the time. If you have a real estate problem, reach out to me. I can help you solve that problem. Believe me, I have plenty of gray hair. Got it from all those real estate deals. So remember, my personal brand is that I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals. And that means that whenever you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freedom Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freedom Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right, we're back. Bring back Jamie and Don. I'm going to blame Don for something. Where is he? Don, it's your fault that we're getting the largest building in the history of Fort Lauderdale built. What else is coming?
There's a lot of projects out there. There's some recently completed projects. You know, a year ago, back to riding bicycles, I was riding my bike through Flagler Village, and there were a lot of cranes. And even us in real estate, we need to be optimistic. But I was like, wow, there's a lot of buildings. And we had about 5 completions in Flagler Village within a 12-month period. And fortunately, all those buildings are full.
Job growth. And the work from home thing, which we never even touched on.
Absolutely. So we do have new products coming up. There's cranes on Las Olas related to building a rental tower, and they just announced a condo tower on Las Olas across from their very successful project Icon. There's also new condo high-rise going on the beach, and we can also delve into the single family and the townhome markets. But to stay in the urban core, it's your best options are predominantly rentals. And those of us in the business would know that you have to be able to sell a condo for a certain amount of money in order to build a 30, 40, 50-story skyscraper.
Or rent it. You need a certain rental rate. I mean, today it's got to be approaching 3.25 to build those fancy high rises, maybe 350, but they're getting it.
Yeah. And if you go to Jim to get your debt, that'll help you get your project off the ground.
Or equity.
There you go. So we're very pleased with the rental market. We've delivered a lot of units and they are all full. The new ones that are being built, it's too early to tell. Some of them, they haven't even taken the crane off or topped out the building yet. But to your point, with the amount of in-migration of people and job growth, these buildings are filling up. They are staying full. We may see some condo conversions coming up in some of the stabilized multifamily that's recently traded, or actually hopefully traded a couple of years ago, so their basis is good enough for a conversion, which would create, ownership opportunities as opposed to rental opportunities.
Yeah, but that would create the ownership opportunities. But with the interest rates being where they are, it'll be an interesting rent versus own concept. I'm not sure that we're there just yet, at least not from the people that I've been talking to. But
we're playing long. We're not going anywhere.
Well, where we're going is we're going to Manhattan is where we're going. You go down to Brickell and it's already Manhattan. Yeah, it's all over my nasty hands. Okay. Same thing in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Oops, sorry.
Hey, we have
worked. So sorry. I'm a product of my youth.
Fort Lauderdale's worked very hard to move away from the 80s spring break wet t-shirt concept.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Mendoza. You're going to have to get that out of when we do that. I'm so sorry, but I do say that occasionally.
Now we
Fort Lauderdale's grown up. Look, I have pictures of myself in the 80s on Santa's lap at the 110 Tower when it was a hotel. Okay, and I stayed there doing my business. I did the school board building. I did that Publix. I did the Ellington. Downtown Fort Lauderdale has grown up. And where I was going with all that is soon it's going to look like Manhattan the way that Miami has. It only takes 3 to 5 years for that to really build out. And with the train station there, it's going to be on steroids. So, Jaime, do we have tenants for all these buildings, ground floors?
We do. Again, I mean, so we're playing catch up. A lot of the stuff that was built in Flagler Village did not have ground floor retail originally, and a couple of players have since come in and they've really changed that and proven the business model to be successful. So we did all of the leasing for the Motif, which is 385 units. It was developed by Blue Rock and Archco, and they have about 26,000 square feet of ground floor retail. We have leases out for signature on all of those spaces right now. Some of them are already done. Mitch's Bagel is a great little authentic Jewish deli, is in the ground floor, one of the first tenants to come in. So the business model has been proven now, right? At the time when they approached us, there wasn't a great case study for it. People didn't know if it was going to work. They weren't sure how much they could get in rents, so on and so forth. That's changed, right? So we've sold 3 mid-rise / high-rise development sites in Flagler Village year to date. We have 3 more that are under contract. So all of those are going to have ground floor retail. That's the precedent moving forward. People understand that not only is it financially viable, but it's also a great amenity for the people living in the buildings, right? It comes back to the live, work, play mantra. In order for Flagler Village to truly become an urban village, which is what the original plan was, it needs to have the services and retailers to be able to support a walking environment, and that means a lot more restaurants, retailers, dry cleaning, hair, nails, makeup, blah, 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 fitness, all of those things need to come in. And right now, it's actually created an interesting dynamic where the supply and demand is a little bit out of whack because, again, the original developers that were in that neighborhood were building straight multifamily with very limited retail, really only to the extent that they were required by law or zoning, which, because the vast majority of that neighborhood has really been developed at this point, it's created a supply and demand imbalance where you now have this big concentration of residential units with very limited options for retail. So if you can get your foot in the door there, you have a very high barrier to entry because there's just very little left. We've sold the vast majority of that neighborhood already.
Flagler Village did it what traditional commercial real estate people would say is the right way. You need rooftops before you have retail. Ironically, Wynwood was the inverse. You had restaurants and bars and cafes and goods. And now the residential is catching up in Wynwood to the retail commercial offerings. To Jamie's point.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that was the way that the different neighborhoods branded. And I also think that it has one of the factors is proximity to jobs. My God, we don't have enough time to we need more time. Mr. Mendoza, thanks for letting me know that we're out of time. You guys have to come back. Would you please promise to come back maybe after the first of the year so we can see whether all of this is continuing to pan out?
Absolutely. And if any of your audience wants to call us, you can find us. Jim will connect us, find us, DM us. We'd love to show you the city that we live, work, and play in. And we welcome your investment up here. And call us if you need anything.
These are tremendous market makers for that market. That's why I presented it to you, our listeners. Jaime has really done an incredible job building on his success in Wynwood. I can't wait to see what you do up in the West Palm area. I've done a couple of deals up there. We could talk about that off air. And Don,
love seeing
God bless you for all the great things you do and all the great impact you have on everybody. You really are. I'm promoting Don because he's just a terrific guy. You really are, Don. You're a terrific guy. More terrific people on the show next time. You can reach them. DM me, email me. All their contact info, they're all over social media. You can find them. Remember, everybody, I do this because I love it. Next week on Freed on Business, more great content from the IMN conference. We'll have Sam Grossman on from Invendium. We'll be talking all kinds of new trends on the internet and on family office investing. More Freed on Business. Why? Because I just love doing this. And remember, the person that wants to do something finds a way. The other finds an excuse. Now go out there and make it happen like these two guys have. I guess it's really these two guys. No, go out there and make it happen. God bless you and God bless the United States of America. Mr. Mendoza, this is your part.